But we're back in Farlands or Bust. It's December 13th, Friday the 13th, 2024. Huge tracts of land. You may notice I did something a little different with my hair today. That's right. As promised, some 8 months ago during the Flobathon, a Mr. JEEB PNG tuber. I can now cross that off the list. Where was that? That was for 4,400 subscribers. Cumulatively. Mr. JEEB PNG tuber. Oops. 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 I did... Hold on. I'm trying to edit the document. How do I make things bold? Oh, I'm not in my account. Alright, that's fine. And... Sorry, this is all part of the process. There we go. Bold. Mr. JEEB PNG tuber stream. We spent the majority of the stream, i.e. the first 2 hours, making the Mr. JEEB PNG tuber. It's not easy. If anybody really wants to have a crack at it themselves, I'm using PNG Tuber Plus, the program, as an application. There definitely could be smoother animations, better animations, different animations. Well, knock yourselves out. But otherwise, this is what we're working with. Maybe we'll tweak it as we go on. But anyway, Farlands or Bust. We're still doing this. We left off on the 8th at 72,325,000.15 megabytes. And if you've got your woofs ready, I'm ready to continue. Woof! Woof indeed. Whoops, I broke the top of my hidey hole and the torch that was there. Oh, that's right. This one had a bit of an entrance. Woof indeed. Let's secure this weirdly made hidey hole. Grab that dough. And continue west to the Farlands. If there wasn't this big mountain in the way, it would be a little bit easier to do that. Oh, nope, it just gets bigger on this side. That's what she said. Yeah, hello. Hi, how are you? I'm Mr. JEEB. Mr. JEEB, that name again is Mr. JEEB. Oh, boy. How are we doing for stuff? We got things. We could use some wood. Thank you for the woofs. Ooh, that might have hurt. Indeed. Okay, that would definitely hurt. Wolfie, Wolfie. Yeah, it's a little... He's got some scrawny legs. Definitely some sort of... Not a backdrop, but something to make the JEEB stand out more. I don't know, is it like much of a problem if it's just the Minecraft hand? Kind of. But that's okay. We accept Mr. JEEBs as he is. That's going to be distracting. So how's everybody? What's new with you? Blink. Now, it turns out December in this household, it's not Toyotathon, it's not Honda Days, it's X-ray days. Everybody in the household gets X-rays. And by everybody, I mean myself. And now Juno. And that, hopefully, is as far as it goes. But yeah, I mean, I already told you and talked about my wrist X-rays. Didn't I? Did I? That was before the 8th. Yeah, that was like the 6th. I must have talked about it. Probably, right? Yeah, because I talked to... Yeah, it was the whole wrist injury, and they didn't find anything, but they injected something in me, and I don't know if that's going to work or not. Anyway. Yeah, Juno's... I mean, you probably have heard... Now, Wolfie needs an X-ray. Us talking about how Juno's, like, not comfortable in her beds. Maybe she needs new beds. That... I mean... I did order her a new bed, but I don't know that wasn't particularly the problem. Basically, she started... Anyway, trigger warning, I suppose? Aging dog issues, in case any of you have fresh or unfortunate memories. Yeah, she's getting old. But yeah, she was like whimpering, and it got to the point where she was like stumbling on her back legs and couldn't stand up quickly. But it was really like we noticed like there's like some inflammation on her joint on her rear, on one of her right rear ham hocks. So anyway, we made an appointment to go to the doctor, and we got some expensive X-rays. And it's not cancer, and it's not an infection, but we think, or they think, and we're going with, it's doggy arthritis. She knows we're talking about her. She's looking at me with her big doe eyes. So yeah, so next week we're gonna go back and get blood tests to make sure she's fine to go on some arthritis medication for dogs. She's feeling better today. But she still definitely seems like she's not comfortable in her bed and stuff like that. So that's a bummer. That's a bummer. Just no... Getting this... I know, this is kind of a weird... This is kind of a weird, with the JEEB time to be telling this story. But getting this type of story from JEEB, it eases the impact, yes. It's more... dumplified. I mean, I can't remember. Did I think I did a stream when I adopted Juno. As like an introductory to Juno. I don't even know if I had her name yet when I did that stream. I just remember there were some clips or screenshots of like me sitting down and then her just like flopping on my lap, which is her constant. She was really skinny back then too. Figured I would keep y'all apprised. To Juno. You know what I'm noticing? The glasses? The grayness doesn't extend beyond his face. That must be like a weird PNG transparency thing. Oops. You see that? Well, anyway. I mean, she's been doing fine. Fingers crossed and otherwise. For the IRL Farlander noodle, that is Juno. What in the heck? What in tarnations? Screenshot. Can't see it from this side. Give over! What else is new? What else is up? I can't think of much beyond that. That's been our last couple days. Ooh, a spawner. That's a shame. Should I have seen it from over here? No. Oh. Ah, beans. Now, we were busy playing with islands and trains, as well as SnowRunner, so we did not watch, and I did not watch, the Game Awards, the Gamer Awards yesterday. Was there any... I'm assuming there was nothing of our interest that got announced, or happened, or won, or anything like that. Right? There was nothing of consequence that came of it, as expected. Speedrun. The Witcher 4. Was The Witcher 3 the one we tried? And honestly played quite a bit of. Like, more than I thought I would. But then it definitely was like, alright, that's enough of this. I did see that the Senua actor won Best Performance, and, like, Harrison Ford was presenting. She won with the last Hellblade. You know what I've been thinking about? In our... Like, it was fine, but kind of disappointing about the Hellblade game. I feel like it would have been cool if I could be my own game director, art director, make the decisions kind of person. It would have been cool if they made the Hellblade series not all about Senua and, like, the Vikings and, like, that whole thing. Like, the first one, Hellblade, Senua's Sacrifice. What if the other, like, the next Hellblades were, like, similar stories and, like, focused on women, but in different kind of ancient cultures? So, like, that one was, like, you know, Northern European, Norse, Viking sort of. And then they, like, you know, they fight with their own gods. What if then there was, like... I mean, the easy one would be, like, Japanese samurai sort of culture. But there could also be, like, South American kind of Mayan culture. Like, and then, like, it would be Hellblade, and then, like, whatever that person's name was, and, like, their quest. And then you'd get to, like, learn about and go through and, like, fight the different demons and gods and whatever of that culture at the time. I'm not going to go that way. We know what happened the last time. What if we were the Hellblade all along? Wouldn't that be cool? The problem is then they would have to, like, start over. Like, they'd have the engine, but they'd have to, like, start over with, like, a new actress and, like, new computer models, and they'd have to do all the research about those different cultures to get it right. Like, I could see, like, a Native American, kind of like how, I don't know how many of you saw Prey, the Predator movie. Like, that was good. And, like, kind of similar from, like, the perspective of, like, the warrior woman of the culture sort of thing. And yeah, that got good, like, response and reviews. And I really liked it. We both really liked it here. So yeah, instead of, like, it felt like they kind of, like, had Senua and just kind of, like, the first game, you know, that I loved, and I think it had a very strong story and plot and characters and the monsters and things like that. They kind of squeezed that lemon in the first game, so it felt like they were really reaching in the second game to be like, how about monsters and invisible people living under in caves, and maybe this guy is a bad guy, I guess. You know, like, it kind of was stretched thin. But I feel like they could get a good 2, 3, 4, 5 Hellblade series video games out of switching different times and around the world. Maybe they don't all have to deal with, like, mental health, but maybe. But in regards to, like, that particular culture, or, like, an adjacent culture, you know, kind of like the Mayans would be, like, fearful of, like, the Aztecs sort of thing. Just like in the first game, it was the Vikings who were kind of the bad guys. Even the Vikings were in her head the entire time. Like you said, you could have, like, a Native American thing. Like an Africa, like tribal Africa sort of a situation. I'm sure they have all their own stories and fables and whatnot. So yeah, I don't know. That was just a thought that I'm like, huh, that's kind of... would have been a good idea. Why don't they listen to my good ideas that I have after they've already done all the work? I don't know. That, yeah, I don't think we're ever going to see that, but these are thoughts that I had that I present without context or consequence. Did Tomb Raider win the best remix or remaster game? I'm going to assume not. So yeah, the Game Awards. No recognition for Car on a Stick. I mean there might have been, but it might have been one of the awards that they simply don't show on the show. I saw something on like Blue Sky or something where it was like, this is the list, and it was like a fan's choice or something. So vote here, and it was like Tomb Raider, and like there were like other games that came out that were remastered, like recent games, like the game with Alloy, the one with the robot dinosaurs, was like remastered, and that was on the list. It was like Final Fantasy remastered. I don't know if that was one that came out last year. Look at these weird things we're approaching. Well, that's just wacky. It's like a crazy, dangerous, elevated hidey hole. Because there's also a creeper living there. That would be very dangerous. I assume we missed nothing in that regard. There were Muppets at the show. I mean, they've done that in the past. They've had Muppets or puppets or 3D, you know, added in characters and stuff show up. I don't say anything. I haven't watched Lower Decks. All I heard is that T'Pol is back. Or at least the actress. I don't know if she's playing T'Pol. But I still have to watch the most recent Lower Decks. I heard it was very good. Spoilers? Well, it's already been spoiled for me by the internet, so... I think it'll be very fitting since we are still working our way through Enterprise. We will be particularly apprised of any jokes and memes that are made of the series. I.e., references. Ooh, gotta go through here. I regret going through there. Oh, oh. I gotta stop being enticed to looking down endless, bottomless pits of doom. Yeah, I feel like Enterprise Season 1 and 2 were pretty good. But they kind of lost the, what's the word I'm looking for? They lost the direction, the headwinds when they went. When they again, when they switched from like episode specific storylines to like season long archers Captain Archer's story arcs that were also like post 9/11 the terrorists sort of themed. Even I thought that was like over after the third season, but the fourth season now even has its own. Like the embassy got bombed, and now we got to figure out on Vulcan what's going on because terrorists. Oh. Yeah, we only kind of just started season 4. Can't remember what happened. I mean, I know there's a few episodes that are like based in the alternate universe, the like evil Enterprise universe that are I kind of just get sick of. Which is also kind of the thing that turned me off of the first season of Discovery. Oh, they got stuck in the evil upside down universe. Everything's terrible. Spoiler alert, I guess. Yeah, I guess DS9 had that too, but they didn't dwell there for like multiple episodes, I don't feel. Whenever they were stuck in the mirror universe, they got it wrapped up in one episode. Well, it's a different mirror universe. Mirror universe is the biggest failing of Discovery's first season. I liked the twist. The twist was good, but then they kept twisting. If that makes sense. Like the twists that introduced it, like all along, he was, you know, spoiler alert. But then they like went there and like had like 5 episodes just in the mirror universe, and it was like, all right, could we just... Indeed. Bloop, bloop, bloop. How long has the stream been on? Stream bean. You gotta do uptime, not stream. Uptime is the alert, or the command. And it's been 2 hours and 19 minutes. It's been a long time. Oh, I fell in. I mean, both the girlfriend and I are not karaoke people, but I said if we ever do get roped into karaoke, or we somehow end up visiting Japan and get a private karaoke room, that's the song I'm going to have to do. It's... nobody else might get it, but... it's certainly an easy tune to remember. Although, which are you gonna get, the sad version or season 3 and 4's upbeat version? Eee. It was a Rod Stewart song. I've never heard the Rod Stewart version. Like, I don't know if it's upbeat or slow or like what the rest of the lyrics are. It was just weird because up until that point, all the all the Star Treks had like orchestra intros. Or even though, I mean, the same could be said about Deep Space Nine. People really didn't like how slow and sad it was, so they tried to like make it upbeat after like season 4, which only kind of made it weirder. Oh. Oh. It's no Vic Fontaine episodes, though. Couldn't get enough of those. He died recently, I think the girlfriend told me. Like, a couple months ago. A Thundo Biddos! Thank you very much. Not tonight. See, I knew it would be more profitable for me to try to build the JEEB PNG tuber on stream instead of doing it off stream. I heard that they wanted to actually get Sinatra, like the real Frank Sinatra, for the Vic Fontaine role. Well, I heard... Ooh, we got a lot of pumpkins. Gotta count them. It'll be difficult with the snow. Oh, 13. I was bamboozled by the perspective into thinking there'd be more. On the 13th, that is pretty lucky. On Friday the 13th, no less. That is how they spawn pumpkins in this game. Did you know that? They take the date on your computer and then spawn as many pumpkins as there are the date. Little known Minecraft fact. It's Mr. JEEB. That's his name. It's Mr. JEEB. Ooh, Mr. JEEB has a low voice. I'm nearsighted. He does kind of. When I gave Mr. JEEB the first voice, it was kind of a low voice. Eat your vegetables. Do we know his fillings? We don't. We don't know anything about Mr. JEEB. We thought he was an onion. Originally. Or some sort of garlic. Maybe it's also the month for Mr. JEEB to get an X-ray. I thought he was a garlic guy. No, it's been... Yeah, it's been determined, as it was also discovered, that the word JEEB in Thai is the word for dumpling. So it would kind of make sense that a restaurant that we found on the side of the road in Chiang Mai, Thailand, called Mr. JEEB, would be a dumpling cafe, like a Mr. Donuts. Uh-oh, I don't have enough stuff. Make a proper elevated hidey hole here. That'll have to do.
Good tea. Nice house.
Ike Boy, a tier 3 sub. That's the second on the day. Thank you very much for 8 months in the subtub. Subtub. We got a subtub pyramid going on in chat. Ruined. Squandered. But what did you ask for, Jeebs Miss? Jeeb Miss, not Jeebs Miss. It's not Mr. Jeebs, like somebody mistook it for. That was me. I do need a yawning variety of Jeeb. Well, I don't think this software can do that. Time to learn a new software. Time to model Jeeb in 3D. 3D Jeeb. Motion capture Jeeb. Can you rotate Jeeb in your head? He's 2 dimensions. Guess we go up. Ooh. I feel like this time, this episode, this stream, whatever, we've really been straying off the 0. I keep looking at the number and it's like negative 83. dang tree. I will use this water. Oh, it's a double waterfall. Oh, Wolfie. Oh, no. Okay. Oh, well, I think he took some damage there. You couldn't see it through the JEEB, but I was wincing in anticipation. You know what really grinds my gears? No, I was thinking about the head shifting, low transmission fluid. We were talking about, like, Frank Sinatra was supposed to play Vic Fontaine. Just on the internet, globally speaking, there's a lot of this. In this movie, this scene wasn't even scripted, and they went with it. Careful, Wolfie! And then they just have, like, the clip of the scene, and it's like, really? No, I don't think that's the case. That thing happening was, like, the entire, like, crux of that scene. Like, there's one for, like, an X-Files episode where, like, a car accident happens in the background, and they're like, that wasn't even scripted. But it was like, that was the point of the scene, was that everybody was going crazy, running around and crashing into each other. Because that was like the bees episode or the cockroach episode or something was going on weird. The town was falling apart. I think the most egregious one is the Dark Knight and the Joker blowing up the hospital. And they say, like, the explosion didn't go off. So he reacted and, like, made a funny gesture at the trigger mechanism. I don't believe that one bit. Even if, like, maybe even, like, the people working on the film, like, went along with it and maybe are the ones who even started that rumor. I don't feel... Something like explosives is probably not something that they wouldn't just say, cut, and, like, something's wrong. And also, it was such a big deal because they filmed that in Chicago, and that was like an actual old office building that was due to be demolished, so they demolished it for the movie. And, like, that was a very... Like, all the news stations covered it and, like, had got their own footage, so it was a very planned thing. And I think, like, saying, this wasn't even scripted, or, like, they just rolled with it. I feel like takes away from like the actual work and creativity of like, excuse me, filmmakers and script writers and directors and even like the actors and stuff. To be like, this was improvised. Yeah. Anyway, that annoys me.
I have just arrived. Please don't stone me.
Jeff Bezos loves it, though. He gets a real kick out of those Instagram reels. Noopa! 42 months in the subtub. Thank you very much for those Bezos bucks. Subtub. And I know they're just like clickbait. Or whatever it's called on TikTok or Instagram or whatever. Like there's even the ones where like people take clips, movie clips, TV show clips like out of context. Or not even out of context, but almost like as reality, and they're like, boy, Chandler was a real friend for this. And I'm like, well, of course he was. Somebody wrote him that way. He's not a real person. You know that, right? Spawner. This spawner was scripted. Alright, what do we got? A shallow spawner, that's convenient. Zombies. What do we got? We can blow it up. Speaking of explosions that were not scripted. Ooh, I'll take the iron while I'm at it. I don't need much else. Well, how do I do this? Oh, we're just gonna blast it at the source. I need that or that. All right. It's very symmetrical. Spooky noises. Gotta go. I sure hope we're far enough away, Wolfie. Kablamo! Mr. G was very excited about that. Alright. We got some iron out of that. And a complosion. More and more I am considering stopping with Instagram. They just keep injecting their AI stuff and just all... It used to be like a place to like find stuff and like artists, tattoo artists and like car accounts and stuff like that, but now it's just bad. I mean, I even liked, I'm like, okay, it's nice because it's like photography centric. I could like post photography there, but they even kind of ruined that. Like the quality is down and they make it all about like, God, if you add, listen, listen to me here now, young whippersnappers. If you add music to your still photography posts on Instagram, you're the same as the people who wear an MP3 Bluetooth speaker while they're hiking on a wilderness hiking trail. You're a terrible person, is what I'm saying. I hate that. That's powers. Do you put music on your still images? I always mute it. I mean, that they always like ask you, add a song to your picture. It's a picture. It's not a video. I don't need to be thrusting my musical choices upon people while they're looking at this picture of a wood duck I took or whatever. So yeah, I don't know. I think the girlfriend once again is thinking about doing a social media what's the word? Cleanse, vacation, starting next year. I can't say that Instagram is really a net positive for this, what I'm doing here, unless I like started uploading like clips and stuff. But even that, for that sort of thing, I feel like TikTok would be better, and I'm not about to start that. Facebook, or shall I say Meta, did just give $1 million to the Trump inauguration. I'm pretty sure they probably also gave money to the Biden and Obama and first Trump and all that stuff. That's just something they do to curry favor. Nope, it's the first time? Alright, well, they're just especially horrible. I think it was both Facebook and Amazon each gave $1 million. Alright, I was giving them the benefit of the doubt. I'm just saying, I just thought, bribers got a bribe. But I guess it's the first time, huh? What, he doesn't have enough money to run his own party? I mean, no, honestly. He's bad with money. Mr. Jeeb, how could you be telling us all these horrible things? In such an adorable way. From the mouth of Jeebs. Get it? Instead of babes. Anyway. Yes. Yeah, from now on, whenever I've got the Jeeb PNG tuber, no, I'm about to get down to real talk. That would be hilarious, honestly. That would be a real bit. Noopa, thank you for the gift sub. Ooh, that one went to Matero. Other streamer. Are they still playing Kerbal Space Program? Maybe. I don't know. Why so jeebious? Ah. Oh. I should check it, honestly. But we defrosted the second meatloaf that we made on Thanksgiving. I think that's what we're having tonight, in case you're curious. I just thought about that. I'm like, I should probably look up that recipe again to see what temperature and everything I need to put that in at. Oh, I'm in the negatives. I was trying to get back to 0. Ah! Not tonight. That was actually...
Meatloaf is curious.
That was a well-timed, because I was not concentrating on what I was doing. Here we go. Oh, no, that's plus. That's 6. That's 3. That must be 0. It is now. It is! I'm so good at counting. Oh. Okay, that's fine. Thank you very much for another Thundo. All right, let's see. What do we normally do here? The weird thing is I've been like making faces and jimming the camera still during this, as if I had the webcam on. Oop. Wait, what? All right. We're gonna sleep and then back up the world. That was pretty funny watching JEEB do that. Cloud computing, we're calling that AI now. 72,392.62 megabytes.